happens so many times, my friends. We wake up in the hunter's dream, either to go to our next mission or our next destination and stuff. But actually the gravestones give you such a great indication of where you're going and what you're going to experience. Like I said, you'll pick this up when you've played the game a couple of times. I mean, there's 4 main headstones on the right hand side of the cathedral. My cathedral is on fire, so it means that I've already killed the Murgo's wet nurse. I mean, if you go to the very first one, you're going to see all of these areas, which is centered around central Yharnam. It does say Yharnam gravestone. But the interesting thing is, if you look closely at the gravestones, you can actually see in the middle there's a figure of a man. So this might indicate a lot of citizens, and this is one of the most normal places you might find. And if you move on to the second headstone, remember I've done the game, the playthrough is done on this character. So if you look at this is the one that's going to take you to the Forbidden Woods, Hemwick. But there's also an indication of towers, like the ones we see in Bergenwerf, in the Witch's Abode, Charnel Lane, especially Bergenwerf. That architecture is so it's there, so it kind of gives you, as I've said, if you've played this before, you'll know where you're going and what you're going to experience. This one is interesting for me. I mean, just look at the center of that gravestone. If you can't see the amygdala's head in there and the weird rock formations, and I mean, if you think about it, the place where you see the most of the amygdala and most of the great ones is in Yargul Unseen Village. They call this the Unseen Gravestone because these places are quite hard to find. I mean, you don't find Hyperjungul that easily, you don't find Canis that easily unless you've done the summons, or the Vileblood's Queen's Chamber. And of course, the very last one, just look at that gravestone. It's so misshapen and misformed, it kind of reminds you of a nightmare, if you think about it. And if you go to the Nightmare of Mensis and the Nightmare Frontier, all the rocks and stuff are so distorted and stuff. So it does give you a hint, even if you go to Murgo's Loft. Everything is out of a nightmare. Everything, it looks distorted and just... it's just interesting for me to explore the game this way, to see the references and stuff. I mean, there's a very interesting thing that I mentioned to somebody a couple of days ago. You can actually see where Alfred is praying to Martyr Logarius. If you go back to the cathedral part, in the beginning of the game you're going to find Alfred at this grave praying. But I mean, normally you're just focused on him. I mean, how many people look around? I mean, he is a servant of the he's a vile blood hunter. He wants to kill Annalise and all of that stuff and serve his master. But here you can clearly see who he's praying to. There's Martyr Logarius. Find little details that you sometimes miss. I implore you guys, use the monocular and just explore the game. If you're not playing, just go and explore the artwork. It is absolutely brilliant. And what can I say, my friends? I love this game. I'll always play this game. I'm a hardcore Bloodborne fanatic.